Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy Elijah here, and today I wanted to talk about the three most recent serializations within Shonen Jump. We have Ayashimon, Protect Me Shogumaru, and Doron Dororon. So, right away, let me just talk about my least favorite series out of this new bunch, and that is easily Protect Me Shogumaru. This series is just unfunny in my opinion. The gag already got old within the first 10 pages of the first chapter, and I hope this series is within the next acts. The characters just aren't funny, the dynamic isn't really that funny, and I don't see this story going anywhere besides the group getting bigger or them meeting someone like Shogumaru. I also think the art is just absolutely putrid for this. Gag series aren't usually known for having great art, but you need to have decent art to have a gag series, and this series art just doesn't do it for me. I don't like it one bit. I also think it is a bad sign when the second chapter, about the first 4 pages, are dedicated to just recap of the first chapter. I think that's a pretty bad sign. Now, the thing I'm most worried about though for this series is that Japan's gonna eat it up. Japan is probably gonna love this series and it'll be the next big gag manga. But at least I know for me, I'm not interested in this series one bit, and I hope it gets the axe because there's nothing about it that I like. Next one let's talk about is the obvious one that is destined to do something, and that is Ayashimon by Yuji Kaku. I think this manga is destined to do a lot of things because number one, it's written by Yuji Kaku, who has a completed non-cancelled series in Jump Plus, but still nonetheless quite a feat. I also think this series has a very Chainsaw Man-esque kind of vibe in the way of just a dumber protagonist and then what seems to be this more manipulative character. I think the thing I enjoy the most about this series so far is just the absolute crazy art we get of the Ayashimon. Some of the double spread panels we've already gotten so far within these first 3 chapters have been absolutely amazing. I also think there's a lot of room for this series to expand also. For example, maybe they leave Shinjuku's Kabukicho and go somewhere else. This series has enough time to spread it across through all the Japan and deal with a bunch of other gangs. And so I think that's great for its future. Also, I think I've already mentioned it, but the protagonist does help this series as he does want to be a manga protagonist, which is a very broad goal, almost like Denji's goals in a way. It seems Shonen Jump is going with those type of protagonists nowadays, or at least those are the type of protagonists that are being pushed into the mainstream. I also think this series is destined to do something just because the 3rd chapter, which is the most recent chapter as I record this, was absolutely insane, and they let Kaku get away with a bunch of things that I don't think they'd let any other mangaka do. We have also been hinted at a power system already within these first 3 chapters, and so that just gives me hope for the future that we never got from a series like Red Hood. And then the final series, which is probably the series that I enjoyed the most from its first chapter, is Doron Dororon. I'm just going to call it Doron for short. Within the first chapter, I enjoyed it a lot. The art was very bubbly, very simple, but I enjoyed that. I also enjoyed how it kind of set us up with this government group and having Dora, our main character, not necessarily join them, but almost be seen as more of a threat or mystery towards them. I also think Dora is the type of protagonist we haven't seen in a while from Jump, who is your basic let's make the world a happy, better place. Which in my opinion very much resembles Asta in a way, or even Deku. And seeing as those series are probably towards the back half, this series could be the perfect replacement, or it could be destined to fail. Personally, I would love to see it do good because the art was really good in certain panels, and the action was very well drawn, and I think the character designs from the 2 main characters we got were pretty cool. Between the one girl whose name I don't think we got and Dora, both their character designs were very unique. I also like how this is a series that also is establishing kind of a power system-esque thing within the first chapters, having Dora team up with the Mononoke. I also think the designs for the Mononoke we got are sick, and I think there's going to be a cool hierarchy with that, and I hope we get like some internal government affairs and stuff too. And overall, I have great hope for this series. The one complaint I've seen though about this series is that it's been too safe with what it's done, and there's been nothing that sets it apart from the rest. But honestly, in my opinion, I think that's the best thing we can go for right now if we want a good long-running series, is to be safe. Because Red Hood was very out there. There was no monster of the week. It threw you into the story right away. Same goes for Ayashimon. These series haven't had monsters of the week, and I think that's what we need right now for a new Shonen Jump series, is these monsters of the week for our protagonists to be. Now, of course, I know nobody enjoys that phase of a Shonen Jump series. I personally don't mind it, especially when it comes to series like Bleach that lead to so much other great things, and even Naruto, I guess you could say. So for that, I just cross my fingers and hope that Doron is here to stay, because from the first chapter, I think it's pretty sick. And although about all these three series, I have massive hope for Ayashimon. It's already guaranteed to be a great pillar in the magazine that is hopefully here to stay for a while. Doron is a series that I have massive hope for and hope to see great things accomplished by it. And I also didn't mention that it's by the returning mangaka of Golem Hearts, which was canceled, so hopefully we don't see the same fate here. And then finally, of course, we have my least favorite series, Protect Me, Shogumaru. I don't know what made Shonen Jump think they need another gag manga. Hopefully, though, the other two series, Doron and Ayashimon, are here to stay, and I would love to make a video on them later on when they become successful. Until the next one, though, if you guys did enjoy this, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Let me know your thoughts on these series down below. But without that, yeah, thank you guys for watching. Peace.